Hey, Leon. This is Saturday morning. This is Miss Standberry, and this is Coffee, Tea, and Conversation with Miss Standberry, International Prolife Federation. Me. Today I'm visiting Leon Loving. He is a CAN TV producer. My guest ain't guessing. How you doing? How you doing, Leon?
Oh, I'm fine. How about yourself?
All right.
Good day to everyone.
Yeah, we've had an enjoyable breakfast this morning, grits, and we had egg, sausage, toast, and the coffee and tea. Now, we got the guests here. Who is this on to your right?
To my right,
Yeah.
we have Jannette. You want to say your last name? Carpenter. And we also have Clark Weber.
As my stage name, Clark T. Weber.
Clark T. Weber.
Okay. Clark, just briefly introduce yourself and say a little bit about you.
I just wanted to start saying that this is going to be an ongoing thing with me. So you see those flowers? I want you to see those flowers there. I want you to see one of my inventions, which is the ACDC lamp situation, and you can just push it like that. Comes on. Picture with me, Harry Lennox, Roosevelt University, and I want you to show this souvenir. The souvenir, 1260. 1260, Columbus was the area, especially I believe it's in Columbus, Ohio, where there was none smoking. So now we can get started with raising the American flag. It's a Black History Month. Yeah, go ahead. No. We can just keep it on a little bit. So turn it down a little bit maybe. But keep it on though. Send me. Yes. Send me. Yes. Oh, you can get down. Let me hit her nose.
What you know about that? Oh, I know a lot about
TV Nollywood, and they're more advanced. Now, just like when I left the house, I'm watching TV Nollywood because I'm trying to keep that internet going. They around and doing jungle dancing and stuff like that, and coming back and then putting on their suit and selling these movies to America, So, they acting, wild and crazy and back in the jungle, and then they very high tech, and they're more high tech than America.
I believe.
And then they putting back on their suits and coming back out here, and they doing all kind of stuff.
And I know a lot of people disagree. I'm Clark Weber, born and raised in the rich state of Connecticut.
Oh, I know Connecticut.
State. And the way I see it, and I know there are people out there that will disagree with me, but I strongly feel that there's no such thing as normal. Yeah.
And how come nobody said that? No.
Insurance capital of the world, Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes. I like Hartford.
Born and raised in the state of Connecticut and been here since 1987. And I've been so-called different all my life, but I don't believe there's any such thing as normal. Normal, in my opinion, and I'm sure there's people out there that are going to disagree with me, but normal is one of the worst things you can be. It's overrated.
Oh, yeah.
And normal people never really think for themselves. They
Really?
play follow the leader their entire lives, and when they're confronted with a situation that they can't handle or they're not aware of, they freak out. And people, I'm not only a mental health consumer, I'm a survivor of mental illness, I'm a survivor of life. I'm a survivor.
And you also work with the police department, you say?
Birth. Yeah, I'm a role player with the Chicago Police Department's Quessing Intervention Team, or CIT. Been a role player with them for just under 10 years now, and over the years have helped over 3,000 officers, been trained, spoken at multiple conventions, and
This is why I want to know why would you call yourself bipolar? You've done all this.
I was diagnosed 11 years ago, diagnosed as an adult. At that time, I was living with my maternal grandmother, who's now deceased, lived to be 102, and that's a whole other story for another day.
Okay.
But got got diagnosed bipolar with severe depression and suicidal tendencies, and was put in a state mental hospital because I didn't have any health insurance at that time. Was there for four and a half weeks. Never want to do something like that again, be in a state mental hospital. But over the last 10 years, I've become a national, international advocate for mental illness, and I'm very comfortable talking about when and where I came from. I was born in 1965, May 22nd, born with a brain tumor, and which eventually developed into hydrocephalus, which is a congenital condition, and where the cerebral ventricles accumulation of fluids develop, and they can cause compression on the brain and enlargement of the skull, which has happened. And the doctor said I wasn't worth anything, and basically my parents tell them where to stick it, and here I am today. And I'm sure those doctors aren't live now, but I'd like to go back to those doctors and say, you know,
Really?
look at me now.
You know, so they have to wipe out that word bipolar then. You got all this activity going. Plus, you're an actor. You're an actor with the University of Chicago Arts.
The Hyde Park Community Players.
Mind for real.
Right now we're in rehearsal.
Got a lot of activities and intellect
We're
going
in
on.
rehearsals for Romeo and Juliet. We go up the last 3 weeks. The last 3 weekends in April. First weekend we're going to be at the Experimental Station at 61st and Blackstone, and 2 weekends after that we will be at Idonay's Hall and at the University of Chicago on 59th Street. I'm one of the chorus members, but when people find out I'm bipolar, I get a little different reactions.
Different reactions, yeah.
Some people are a little
Are you kidding?
taken aback, but people have asked me, what is it like to be bipolar? The best way that I can, well, there's 2 ways I can describe it. One moment you're riding on a roller coaster with Care Bears, and they're spitting out M&Ms of all these colors, and then the next moment you're in dark tunnels where demons are festing on your skull.
Okay, so this is up and down.
And
I go there.
Another way I can describe it is, imagine you're in a Splendor, and the Splendor is going in 2 different directions at once. And that blender is in the middle of a merry-go-round, and that merry-go-round is going in 2 different directions at once. And this blender and the merry-go-round, they're going faster and faster and faster and faster. And if that's not difficult enough to deal with, that merry-go-round and blender in the middle of a internal maze of revolving doors. Each revolving doors taking me in a different direction than the one before it. And that floor of the revolving doors is covered with tar, honey, and molasses. And that's basically what it's like to be bipolar.
Well, here's what I'm trying to say. The point is, when you work every day and got all that going on, you make sure that you step on the right concrete, don't you?
I understand.
I want Jannette to tell us about, you know, the situation when they told you about your niece or something. She said, you know, she's 1 pound.
Oh, hi, my name is Jannette Carpenter, and when I was
This is Dorian and China's Carpenter's grandma. This is Miss First Lady with Nelson Mandela. We had that Nelson Mandela celebration. Now go ahead, Jannette.
okay, what I was telling her.
Talk a little bit louder. So
Some years ago, my
talk up a little bit louder. So
my daughter, her name is Sienna Carpenter. She was born 5 pounds, and they told me that they have a misdiagnosis. Told me that she had a milk problem, but she didn't. So she had Wilms tumor. Now she has 4 kids, in which they told me that she would never be able to have a child. She has 4 kids right now. So she's doing fine. And I myself have been like in Jackson Park Hospital stressed out about things.
Oh yeah.
I will tell you one thing. I'm sitting up here around a group of people that are very highly intelligent. And you cannot look at them and tell if they got a problem. To me, they don't have one. You know, they just people.
Well, you know what? I probably saw you in Jackson Park Hospital when Hillary was having me put in there for calling against the White House hotline. Yeah, they sent me to Jackson Park Hospital, and they made sure they used to be able to go upstairs and smoke on the side. And that was because, you know, I was calling the White House hotline against abortion, and then turn around, I ended up with my son, who didn't like cigarettes, and it was all because he was working with the 26 in California. He was going through job stress. And if I came home and had an opinion that he didn't agree with, I'm calling it, you got to go to Jackson. Because he basically said, you know what he told me? He said, I didn't want to hit my mom. So I said, well, you know, I went to Jackson Park Hospital many times because I wanted to.
I've heard horror stories about that.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because
I used to play basketball up there over the smoke. I probably saw you in there. You probably in there with
I
me.
really like what you said, Karen, that
It don't be about nothing.
mental illness has no color. It does not discriminate. Single, married, white, black, rich, poor, statistics that are out there. One in 4 people in their life will develop a major mental illness. And if you crunch the numbers, and some people are like, oh no, it can't be that way. Let's play devil's advocate.
Well, you know what? My son say Obama crazy. So he said,
Let me just say
Obama
this.
crazy boy.
My name is Leon Loving, and I'm the charismatic host of my Guest Ain't Guessing cable TV show, which airs on
Right.
CAN TV. Many people don't know it, but I am schizophrenic. Was diagnosed. I had a nervous breakdown back in 1983. My symptoms at the time was I was highly confused and highly disoriented. Okay, I progressed over the years. Right now, I'm basically I'm just paranoid schizophrenic. I get paranoid every now and then.
Well, then you worked with NYC though, didn't you? You worked with NYC though.
Yeah, you know, neighborhood youth corps back in the 60s.
Planned Party people.
Right, and so I only get paranoid maybe once every 7 years. I know that.
Because the majority of the world paranoid every day now.
Yeah. So, and to some degree or some form.
Get everybody crazy now.
There used to be a
the majority of the
commercial.
world paranoid now.
Thinking back on what you two are saying, there used to be a commercial that said mental illness is very much so misunderstood. Even more so by the professionals that work in the field. And you know, as far as I'm concerned, there's a stigma attached to mental illness.
Let me just say this. Let me just say this.
Yes.
That's why I'm so proud of my nephew. His name is Reginald Murray. He's always been a different type of a person. He is a PhD psychologist, and he wrote a whole new theory about mental health. Reginald Murray, my nephew, my sister's son. He was always a little boy that wore suits. He was always a little boy that different from the other children. And we used to go out, you hear him stand up, oh Lord, please keep my mother from going out partying so much, blah, 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 to the babysitter. Today, he has 5 downtown clinics, downtown Indianapolis, and he has West Side clinics. And his theory is that you make it very convenient for people when they want to come in. Some of his places are so fantastic for people who have problems. He makes sure they have a microwave TV. He makes sure they have all kind of luxury stuff in the little apartment. And he just says that he wants people to feel at home. So he said that when people feel at home,
and part of
but
me looks,
he got his thesis on that paper. He
part
got
of
his
me looks
PhD
back
because of that.
and
New way.
I'm like, why was I? How do I want to put this? Why was I burdened with being different? And then another part of me is like, it's a blessing. And my entire life